right, the first stitch I want to show you for your project is the running stitch. So I have one skein of my embroidery thread. You only need 2 of them for this project. And I've cut one of my art papers into a shape that I wanted. So you need 8 to 10 patches, so 8 to 10 shapes on for your project. I cut my string about 10 inches and I'm going to thread it. So I'm going to put my embroidery thread through the needle, right? And I don't tie my thread to the needle. I just tie a knot at the end. So the way I do that is I just take my 2 fingers, I wrap my thread around my fingers, and I make this little loop and then pull through. And then I'm just going to do that again. So you need to have stitching on all of your patches that you do. Some of these papers have stitching on it, like this one here, right? But I didn't make this. This paper came like this. So the way that you do the first kind of stitch, which is the running stitch, you start from the back, and then you're going to push into the front. So it's just an in and out. Make sure you're pulling pretty tightly. I don't want to rip my paper, but I don't want it to be too loose. And I'm going to go all the way around my border. Now, if you want to sew through the middle of your paper, that's fine. If you want to do, use your 2 different colors of thread, that's fine. You should only be using 2 of the skeins of thread, 2 of those kind of those, little, almost like little, kind of like groupings of thread for this. You should have 4 in your supplies. You're going to need 2 of them for another project. So we're only using 2 of the skeins for this. So you can see how this looks. It looks like a dotted line. So go back in and out. And when you're ready to turn the corner, you just go in on the corner. And then you just head over in the other direction. Easy. And it's easier to sew with paper than with fabric when you're kind of getting started on this because the paper is stiffer. So in and out, and then I'm going to finish in the back as well. So I put my last stitch through the back, I flip it over so you can see my knot, right? I want all those knots to be hidden when I'm gluing this down. And I'm just going to tie. Now, I ended and started at the same place so I can tie these together. If you end not near where you started so that you don't have another piece, you could just separate these 2 and tie a double knot. All right, so that's the first part, doing the running stitch. Half of your patches need to have the running stitch as part of their design.